go. Bring it out. Better.
Okay, we are 29 days out from the meet today. Feeling, I think, more physically refreshed than I was yesterday for sure. So it tells me that we ended the deadlifts in a good spot. Today should be my main bench day. And the reason I'm saying should be is what I've got to think about is at some point between now and the meet, as we are peaking, what I'm going to want to do is not do a heavy bench on this day so that we can stretch it out and take our last heavy bench on a Monday, because taking the last heavy bench on like a Thursday at 2 and a bit weeks out is a little bit too far away from the meet. Taking it Thursday at a week and a bit out is a little bit too close to the meet. And running the main bench on Thursday the last little while, the advantage of it is that when I am like in that last final heavy push, when I'm like 2.5 weeks out to take that last heavy deadlift, I'm going to be smashed on the Thursday. So if I take that day lighter, then I'll be a little bit fresher for the last heavy squat. Then I'll have some rest before the last heavy bench. And in a perfect world, that's how I want to have it work out. But what I need to be aware of is that if I do like this today, if I feel like I'm going to die under the bar for whatever reason, I might want to pull the trigger on that a little bit sooner. Next week, if I feel like I'm going to die under the bar for whatever reason, I might want to pull the trigger on that a little bit sooner. And obviously, I don't want that to happen today, so we're going to do our best to bring it. But what I also got to think about too is, in order to set at the peak, I don't need to go that heavy today. I just need it to be good. So let's do our best to make it good. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense.
I think it did.
Also made sure to quadruple check that the bench was actually connected to the combo rack today, because I don't want to have that kerfuffle again. And I should have shown this in the vlog yesterday, but when we got here, the bench was like in the combo rack holes, but someone put 5-pound plates under every part where the bench hits the ground, so it was raised up a little bit. And I don't know, I just can't believe people in here doing weird things to the combo rack. But we're starting with the bar because I want to make sure that we are feeling as okay as I think we are, and the bar will be a good checkpoint for that. I mean, the bar feels like a bar, so we will put a plate on. And I should have explained this while I was doing it, but Darrell put the J-hooks for the combo rack at my normal hole, which is 13. The reason I dropped it down to hole 12, a hole lower, is like watching the last couple of vlogs back and knowing that I have had a little bit of weird pec minor feels and that bicep feel that was lingering for a while. I think that the 13, like, it feels okay. Watching the video, I think I'm having like pec minor the unrack a little bit too much, and the hope is that if I have it a hole lower, I can anchor the lats and serratus a little bit better and have a better bencherino. So we will see if this theory pans out. Definitely feels a lot louder than I've been used to, so I think the theory is panning out, so we'll put 2 on and see if it continues to pan out, I guess. You watching? I asked Miana how the first set looked, and she wasn't watching apparently, so making sure that I have feedback that isn't just my own. I think I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah, definitely. It feels more comfy. And because today doesn't need to be heavy, it just needs to be good, we're taking a small jump to 315. It's always funny when I get like comments asking about what weights are, and they're like asking kilos, because people don't realize that we got a set of calibrated pound plates here, which is almost a pain in the ass, because sometimes my brain reverts to seeing the color plates that they can get kilos and going for slight misloads, but we're slowly getting our heads more and more wrapped around it. I'm growing mildly concerned for Darrell's health and safety, because he took the bar for a warm-up, then left, and hasn't come back, and I'm already at 315, so hopefully he didn't fall in the toilet. Maybe just enjoying the bidet too much. There's a bidet in the bathroom in the gym that he probably spends too much time on. But plan here for 315 is a smooth 3, so let's do a smooth 3. Oh, he's back. We're using the bidet.
Huh?
We're using the bidet.
Oh, yeah.
Felt pretty okay. And goal here with the blue is to make it feel not shitty enough that we know we can take another smooth jump. So let's make sure upper back's tight, triceps flexed hard off the unrack, and we, put the weight in the triceps on the way down. Ah, that's a rough start. Doesn't feel super powerful, but again, like yesterday, doesn't need to be super powerful today, so figuring 385 will be an appropriate point for work sets. And I don't know, I'm being dumb because after that set I was thinking about it, and my positioning feels better, but the unrack feels like it's a really, really long press now that I got more measurable weight on the bar. So we're back to hole 13, and if it feels fucked, we'll go back to 12, but I'm hoping that it feels less fucked than 12 felt the last go, so we shall see. I really shouldn't be screwing with shit, but I'm an idiot. I want to screw with shit. A little bit weird, but I think generally better. I just the positioning was off, but it felt solid enough once it recovered to be fine. So we'll just do another set here, and that'll be good enough for today. Now, in my defense, this was absolutely not the intent of screwing around with the rack heights, etc. But in the case that there is a different bench on the platform than the warm-up room, screwing with shit like this and having to adapt to it could be of my benefit. So that's what I'm telling myself, at least. Back again with more thoughts too, but I think another thing I'm kind of screwing up on right now is I'm falling into the mental trap of knowing that today doesn't need to be super heavy, therefore I haven't been super assertive so far, so we're going to try to wake up and treat this set like it should be treated, and hopefully it both moves and feels a little bit less bad. Also going to film Darrell repping out 10 pounds less than I just pressed for a triple, which will hopefully motivate me to do less badly. Yep. Tight. Settle in. Good. Yes. Good. Yep. Tall. Yep. Good. Hell yeah. Yep. Nice work. So yeah, I could definitely do less bad on the next one, hopefully. And we're gonna cheat a little bit harder for this one with the belt and mouth guard. I was gonna cheat even harder and put headphones in because we don't have music today, but Darrell didn't use headphones, so I can't cheat that hard. Anyway, it's time to flip the switch a little bit.
There we go. Bring it out. Better. Way better. Better in every way.
Yeah, that one moved like it should have, so I'm okay with that for today. Okay, watch the tape back. Very happy with how it moved. A little bit disappointed because in my head, I thought the pauses were longer than they were. Not the pauses were short, but I thought they were really long, but we can be okay with that. And I think with 3-5 for their easy 2x3 this week, we can go for a 2x2 probably around 435-ish next week, and then finish up on a double 465, 475, and we should be set to press a much cleaner 500 than the 495 we did pretty touch and go and shittily a few weeks ago. So that is the plan as of now, and I gotta get my shit together to make sure we can execute on that, which means JM presses next. And we're starting at one plate just to make sure that everything's, you know, nice and good to go. But I really want to finish out this prep with 300 plus on the JM. So, and by 300 plus, I mean like ideally like closer to the mid threes. So we're gonna climb from here, but gotta just start before we go or something. I gotta think about what I'm saying more before I try to say it, apparently. Feels very adequate, so we'll be aggressive and straight to a blue. And like, was just thinking about how I'm excited to go straight from, you know, a red to a blue, and then I'm remembering back to way back when I was able to just like start at 2 reds for JM, so we still got a ways to go, but that is why we are doing it. We're getting there though, and I think we're gonna slap a green on top. Let's see if we can take 295 for an okay one. And if this goes really well, we might get adventurous and go to 315, but we gotta make it go really well first. Putting the face sabers up because even if Miana is walking around the corner, I'm not sure if I could trust her enough to catch it if I drop a JM press on my face. Oh, I saw the most stupid Instagram post ever when I was in the bathroom. Okay. And we're putting wrist wraps on for this one just because I don't want like a wrist being a limiting factor when I'm trying to cook my triceps. I'm a little bit afraid of this if you cannot tell, but it will be necessary to do if we want to get where we want to go. Also realizing when I look beside me that I probably am too high for where the face sabers are, but fuck it, we're already here. Might as well do the set. Feels heavy. We're loading 315. And the dumb Instagram post I was telling me about was basically weak point training isn't real. No amount of rack pulls will fix your deadlift lockout, blah, 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 blah. And I do partially get that argument based on how that individual is looking at things. Because, like, yes, if a guy has a sticky deadlift lockout and he's just doing rack pulls over and over again, a lot of the times the guy's lockout isn't going to be getting better, but that's not saying that weak point training isn't real. That just needs to be we need to think better about weak points, because if we have a sticking point on the lift that is consistent and showing up over and over and over again, we should be able to realize at that leverage point what is failing to push through, what structures are yielding, how are we changing shape to allow the stronger structures to take over when we do hit that sticky point in the leverage. And once we identify the thing that needs to punch through harder, then we are going to be able to build it up, direct training towards it, and then we can maybe not eliminate the sticking point, but at least raise the threshold of weight of the bar where the sticking point starts to show. And like with the deadlift lockout example, I was someone that for years and years and years and years, I would get stuck at the knees, my knees would have to push under, then I'd have like a really shitty ramp. And when that's happening, like pushing the knees back under, what that's allowing to do is that's allowing me to get the hips through a little bit more. The hamstrings are able to shorten without actually needing to move the weight, and they can kind of fight through. And that's reflective of my hamstrings being weaker than my quads and trying to put more weight into the quads so I can get through it. And the solution to that sticking point was just working my balls off to get way better at GHRs, way better at Nordics. And then, what do you know, my deadlift, I was able to push that mid-range. And then once I got that sorted out, the sticking point got harder or higher up in the range of motion. I needed to direct more work to the glutes. And now my deadlift lockout is snapping through hard. And I'm kind of back to the point where I got to put more work into the quads to get a better floor push to match my lockout strength. But it's not just like partial range of motion, do work at the sticking point, it's direct work towards the sticking point so we can make it stronger. But I've been rambling for a while, which means it's probably time to do this set of JM presses, so we're gonna do the set of JM presses. But before we do that, if you're feeling stuck in training and you're not making the progress that you should be based on how hard you are working, hit link below and join the team so you can get daily individualized coaching directly from me on every single thing that you're doing in the gym, so we can dial in your technique, build your weak points, set you up with better programming, and make sure that the effort you're putting in produces the results that you should be seeing. And I raise the pins significantly higher, so hopefully it's not too high and I clank them, but if we do, I'd rather like clank the first rep, put it back, adjust, than, you know, die or something. I think we'll be good here, hopefully. Feels heavy again, which it probably should. Am very okay with that for week 1 of the peak. And again, like if we can do 315 this week, maybe take a 335 next week, or take 335 next week, maybe we can go for like a 355, 365 at the end, and we can go 355, 365. Like, we're gonna have a good bench of the platform, so that is the plan. And now that that is done, for the sake of managing total workload through this peak, I think I'm gonna pivot away from the overhead press slot, do something front delty that'll be better targeting the bottom leverage point of my bench. Again, like thinking about strategizing accessory work to target the leverage points that we want to build with the given accessory. But with that, I think we're gonna start out with some pecky stuff Reno next. So that means we are back to jamming on the world's heaviest pec deck. Starting at 40 keys is the beginning of this peak wave for bench, so we don't need to go exceptionally heavy today, but we'll probably take a jump from here. I want to prioritize squeezing all the way through to the top, because that is where my pec has like been feeling the least strong. Like bottom end, we're feeling rock solid. It's like pulling the humerus all the way through to the top has been missing, so I'm not gonna cheat this and not go all the way squeezed through like we have been, which means we'll probably have to go a little bit lighter. But I don't know if you guys can tell, like from here to here, that is difficult, so I'm glad we're making this call. Feels really good though. Oh, you're fine. Walk through. You're good, dude. I was not expecting the higher standard of execution to feel that hard. We will go up, but just a little bit. 57.5, so hopefully we still can squeeze all the way through. And you know what? Just to prove a point, the gym's empty right now, so I can afford to do this. We're gonna just go full stack on this thing, just to illustrate how stupid the other one is. Realize the camera's crooked too, so bear with me, but yeah, not worth even trying. And what's so funny about being over on that one is no one in this gym other than Darrell, Miana, I use this one because this one is so freaking hard. Everyone's like, let's use that one, go the full stack and gym pin weights to it. But it's like, full stack on that is lighter than a quarter of the stack on this. And I don't know, people are silly with their egos, because if they actually wanted to get better, they would use the harder machine. And the squeeze through to the top freaking sucks with this weight, FYI. And that is that, I guess. Holy. And we're just talking, like, the silliest part about this gym, but also the best part about this gym is, like, the machines that are really freaking hard, no one ever uses, because, like, that's the chest press. Oh, where am I pointing at? I'm pointing at it. Okay, it's in focus. That's the one that Darrell's always jamming on, and, like, he benched easy 440 at his meet, and, like, four plates on there is more than a work set. But, like, everyone else is, like, on this thing where the handle is way inside of the plate. They can put, like, 5-6 plates on and make it easy, but it's like, the machine is like, you're not impressing anyone. Like, yes, you have more weight on it, but you're doing less good work for you because you're choosing the one that's easy, but people be silly. And on that note, when I was planning out today's session, I was thinking that I wanted to do full range push-up in this slot, but I was also thinking, like, full range push-ups, they're pretty easy on the pec shoulder. Like, they feel good, they're doing the job, but with how bad dips are right now, and like, yes, I am making it easier with the assistance, but the assistance is here so I can have a better quality stretch. Like, I might as well do the thing that's harder on the thing that I'm missing so I can get better at the thing that I'm missing, you know? I am ashamed at how bad this is, though, but that is why I'm doing it, to make it less bad. It feels like we're getting decently low in the range as well, so happy with that. Might get adventurous and see if we can go no assistance for set number 2. And I think I've said this every time we've ran dips. I moved the camera, I gotta tilt it up. Okay, I've said this every time we have ran dips as of late, but I am freaking kicking myself so hard for taking them out of the plan when we started the weight gain process, because they freaking feel so bad right now. But again, like, them feeling bad, like, I could use that as a reason to not do them, but I need to use that as a reason to do them more so we get less pathetic at it. So yeah. But, like, trying to look at the monitor. Am I down there? I might be down there. Feels pretty down there. I'm actually gonna watch tape back because I think that might have been okay for the first time in a very long time. Holy shit, I think that might have actually been passable dip depth. So I'm glad we ran them today, and I think, like, if we just keep running them twice a week, everything should start feeling and working more better. Hopefully. Really, really, really hopefully. Anyways, as promised, more bottom end of bench specific front delt work with the incline front raises. Feels exactly as I expected it to, knowing that we haven't really been pushing these hard, but probably time we about them back into play. This is a pretty aggressive angle for it as well, so we're okay with that being hard for now. We'll probably go up for set 2, but we'll finish lefty first.
Are we flirting right now? What's going on?
And 35 next. This will probably suck. Jesse's in the corner of the frame. I don't know if you can see him, but I'm going to do my best to not embarrass myself in front of him after talking shit on the sit-ups. Oh. Yeah, it sucks. What I'm really trying to do is keep the shoulder blade pulled down, chest tall, so that I'm actually using the delt and not just swinging shit around. Oh, that was terrible. Golly.
We did 10-8-6 reps. We ended at 6 pints.
For the leg?
It's an unbelievable strength. It's too bad you can't squat for shit. Or you should squat a lot more.
I'm glad we made this call. And upper back stuff now. Gonna do each half of the H roll separately to try to get a little bit better connection. So we're gonna lead with dumbbell face pull. Really try to pull into the low trap. And we'll just go till this gets really hard. Might take a while. And now that got satisfactorily challenging, we're gonna go dumbbell A raise and just try to spread into rear delt. Again, trying to make sure we're not swinging the shoulder blades around.
So strong.
That's really hard. Don't make fun of me. Miata's being a dick, as usual. Okay, round 2 incoming. I was a little nervous I was going to drop the dumbbells on Jesse's phone, but we succeeded in not doing that. That got harder. Faster than I wanted it to. We are blowing right up and figuring we should take advantage of the empty gym and run ourselves a real pull down again. Oh, knee pad is way too low, but we'll work with it. And again, trying to push my elbows forward as well as I can in the bottom with the limited range of motion I have in the shoulder that's facing the camera. Right shoulder, had a bunch of dislocations growing up, 3 surgeries on, shattered my humerus. So it's not in the best shape, but we are working with it. And it doesn't limit me on bench. So yeah, but it does limit me with where we can go, so that's why the range of motion isn't fantastic, but I don't know, I thought I had a point. And we're gonna raise this thing up, drop that thing down, rest for a couple minutes to do another. And I guess the point is that the right shoulder, like looking at an X-ray, looking at an MRI, it is pretty structurally kerfuffled, but I've been able to do enough work that it doesn't impede my training for the most part. So I don't know, structure doesn't mean that function needs to suck. It's just that we gotta build up ability around the structure so we can function halfway decently. Anyways, round 2. I should clarify, the reason I'm trying to drive elbow forward is that if we're doing a pull down, like cost fibers of pec do have a lot of leverage over the humerus in that position. And if we're biasing towards an IR, that is going to be the pec placed in the bottom versus the upper back. So elbows forward, good cue for lat pull down to keep it in the lats. And preemptively acquired the spine strap so we have it for our hip flexor work today that we're actually going to do here. So it's better than doing it standing in the basement. But before we do that, we're going to jam on some triceps first. And for that, we're gonna jam on this guy bent forward again because I enjoyed the feel so much last time that we might as well do it again because it is phenomenal. Woo! Satisfied customer. Can't tell if like me in the actual camera frame is in focus or if me in the mirror is in focus, so I apologize if it's the wrong me, but oh well. Well, we'll put more weight on because we definitely need more weight. Such a good feel. More bent over. Oh, I like that. Almost making a little bit of a rolling extension here. I am so glad we figured that out because it is so nice. Gonna raise it up a touch and put a touch more weight on. And the hope is that with the increase in loading here, we have not exceeded my capacity to balance on the machine, so... Oh, no, we're good. That was fun. Which means that it is now time to crank on our hip flexors. Got 65 kilo on there, which will be a PR with this setup, so I am excited. But I gotta wait for Miata to finish her arm stuff up, so I got something to hold on to. Almost perfect timing on her part.
Almost perfect timing.
It's almost perfect timing.
How way almost?
Like, you could have been like half a second earlier.
Okay.
Getting down to the floor is always so frightening. Boop. Made it. Scoot a little bit to the left. Yeah. You stable? Should I hold it there?
Yeah.
Closer to the feet?
Yeah.
Okay. That is heavy. I'll hang out for a bit.
You seem very vulnerable right now.
I feel very vulnerable.
Like I should tickle you or something.
No, please don't. This actually feels like a nice stretch. Okay, should I go again?
Yeah, do it. Let's go.
That's hard. But yeah, today was exactly where it needed to be. And when I am at the very end of meet prep and I'm trying to set up the final push to the meet, the first thought that I have is, what is the lightest I can go in training to set myself up to be on track to get to the third attempt range that I think I should be in? And then from there, it is, what is the lightest I could go at the start of a peak to set me up to end on the note that I need to end on? And I think that for the bench, for deadlift so far, we are pretty damn on track. And obviously we squat in 2 days, so I'm hoping that the knee feels much more workable. And again, I just got to remember that all I need for Saturday is, I don't need to be heavy. I just need to be good. I just need to feel like I can trust the knee. And if we can get like around the 700 pound mark in sleeves, I think that is all we need to have that final push. And again, if I don't think I can get around the 700 pound mark, we're going to pull the trigger on putting some wraps on and seeing if that solves the trust issues a little bit. Because again, I think that most of the problem right now with the knee is, I know the meniscus is more banged up than it was. It's like the knee feels loose, the knee feels sloppy. And I'm hoping that if it doesn't feel good in sleeves this weekend, that putting a wrap on, having that extra compression, having that extra support will get rid of the loose and sloppy sensation. So yeah, we'll see. I don't want to do that right now because again, I feel like it would be lame to plan on the whole meet in sleeves and then go in wraps. And I'm undecided if maybe I should just take my own medicine and, you know, not have a super big squat. But again, I'm kind of just talking to my ass right now because I don't know how Saturday's going to go, but we have a plan. One way or the other, we'll figure it out, and we will still have a good meet in the end. Because again, like I think I said this last night, but all I really need to squat on the platform to have a PR total in sleeves is probably going to be like around 705 to 720 with how bench and deadlift are trending. And I mean, like sitting here right now, I don't think there's any way that we're not going to be able to get around 705 to 720. So maybe I should just get the idea of reps out of my head, but putting wraps on, if it does feel better, is more exciting. So I don't know. I'm just rambling right now, but am getting excited for the meet, even if squats aren't exactly where I want them to be, because one way or another, we're still gonna put it together. We're still gonna have ourselves a day. We're still gonna do the thing. And I think the point that I need to be making right now is, even if this prep hasn't been as easy as I wanted to or as smooth as I wanted it to, as long as we don't quit and we make it there, we're still going to have a good day. I think that's the thing that a lot of lifters need to remember, is that meet preps, some of them, they're going to go better than others. But it's never going to be as easy as you want it to be. It's never going to be as smooth as you want it to be. And if you get your head wrapped around the fact that you're going to have to fight for it, it's going to be a challenge, then if shit does pop up, you're not going to be surprised about it. And if you aren't surprised about it, you can have a better chance of handling it, a better chance of making it through it, a better chance of coming out the other side, a better lifter, more prepared for the future. And as much as I don't like how this prep has gone so far, we still are in a pretty damn good spot. And what I need to remember is that coming off that giant weight loss, building back in, being the first time I've done it, I'm going to have to learn from it so I can do better in the future. And I'm glad that I went through this, because it should allow the next time we go through this to be better yet. And if we just keep doing better every single time we do it, even if we don't do better sometimes, we just keep generally chugging things along, but that's how we're going to get where I want to get. So we're getting there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good night, and I will see you in the team.